Welcome back to Gulfport. We're at the Senior Center here in Gulfport, Florida, and we're going to have a live audience today. We're going to show you how to make Southwest black bean chili, vegan or vegetarian style, or you can put with meat. So we're going to show you a couple of different ways to do that. So we're going to go over first all our mise en place, which is our cutting board, spatula, our knife, spoon. We've got a 6-quart pot. We have our burners and a towel, just to make sure if anything's hot. Then our fresh vegetables we're going to use is fresh spinach, as always, fresh cilantro, black beans. Of course, you always rinse and drain them because you don't want all that out of the can. We got crushed tomatoes today, yellow peppers, corn, tomato paste to thicken it, carrots, celery, some chili powder, taco seasoning that you can buy in packets, fresh cumin, fresh garlic, salt and pepper, and a little olive oil. And then we're going to use vegan stock today. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start this on like medium, medium-high. We're just going to put our olive oil. You don't need much. And we're going to show you, we dice up our onion. You don't have to do it too small, because it's kind of like a chili. So you just want to cut down. And just one large onion, that's all you really need. And then what I like to do is with the peppers, you just cut off the top, cut off your base, take the middle out, and just cut around 3 times. Kind of take those inside the kind of the vein. Just easier that way. And we're just going to do a large dice. And now if you want, you can always do like fresh jalapenos, or if you want to make it nice and spicy. Like I said, if you want to put meat in it, you can do like ground turkey, ground beef, or you can just buy like a roasted chicken and add it to your soup later on. So what we're going to do is make a gallon of it. But the good thing about this is you can take it, put it in little containers, 12, 16-ounce containers, and freeze it, and then you can take it out when you're ready to have, lunch, take it out the day before. Add some meat if you want, so you can change it up. Or you can put it over some rice, over some potatoes, pasta, whatever you like. Make a meal out of it. So if anybody has any questions, they can ask. And we'll toss in our fresh garlic.
So vegan stock, do you make your own vegan stock, or can you buy it?
Yes, we buy the vegan stock. You can buy that at the stores, probably like $1. Or you can use water. I mean, because we're doing all vegetables. So you really don't need it because we're doing all fresh vegetables. I would use probably frozen corn, but we'll teach you canned corn. You can do fresh tomatoes instead. If you really want to take some time, you can even do your own black beans. But that you're going to have to put overnight. You put it in cold water, put it in the refrigerator, let that kind of loosen up, and then you cook it the next day. Just make sure you well drain it. And then always start out with cold water when you're doing beans. And then don't put any salt and pepper until it's already started to simmer. Then add a little bit of salt. And you can make your fresh beans. So. Alright, so while that's cooking, we're going to toss in our carrots. And still the same thing, kind of just dice right in the middle. And like I said, it doesn't have to be real small since we're doing like a chili, so just a large dice. that sauté, we're gonna add a little bit of our salt and pepper. You don't use a lot of salt because when you use canned items like beans and tomatoes, you know, there's already salt preservatives in there, so you don't want to put a lot of salt. I just did like a half a teaspoon in there. You can always add salt later on. You don't really need it. It's just really to bring out the flavors of your food. All right. And then fresh cilantro, what I like to do is, we've already washed it, keep it in its bundle, because it's a lot easier to cut up. You kind of just hold it, take your knife, and just that's it. You could actually use the stems if you want. A lot of people don't like them. You're just going to let the vegetables kind of cook about 5-10 minutes. Add all your other ingredients. Since this is all pretty much cooked. We'll just toss in the cilantro. We'll put in our corn. Taco seasoning. And this you just get in the packets. It's usually where they have the kind of the Mexican section in the grocery stores. You just buy those little packets. Yes?
So in the taco seasoning, there's a lot of sodium. So I'm
Yes.
about sodium, so is there a substitute you can use without?
You could, if you want, just, you don't even need taco seasoning. I just do because it's a little bit easier for people, but you can put like because there's already comino in there too, there's chili powder, there's all that stuff. So you don't have to use taco seasoning if you don't want. Just use a little more chili powder, a little more comino, maybe a little cayenne, a little bit more salt, because that's basically what it is. It's just dried peppers and all that. So I just find it easier that, you know, people, it's easier with a packet. Toss it all in, you don't have to worry about measuring it out and all that. Beans in. And our stock. And this is pretty easy. Once you toss all this in, just bring it to a simmer and let it just sit there for about 20-30 minutes. Basically, just wait until about the vegetables cook. Because everything else is pretty much done.
What takes the longest to cook, the carrots or the celery?
The carrots. That's why I try to put those in the beginning, but you usually like to caramelize your onions first. I always do my onions and garlic fresh first. But yeah, the carrots, but I cut them small, so they're going to take, you know, maybe 10-15 minutes to cook. Once it comes up to a simmer.
Do you simmer the onions and garlic to, you know, get them done some before you put them in there?
No. So what I like to do is, you know, you want to bring out the flavor of the onions. You want to saute them for a couple minutes on medium, high, so they get that nice golden brown. Then you add your garlic, because if you add it at the same time, your garlic's going to burn. Because garlic, you know, it just takes really quickly. Unless you do like roasted garlic, like I used to love making roasted garlic. But you would have to make that beforehand. You just have that in your fridge. You could just use roasted garlic. Just put in some. Just tones down the garlic. Makes it a little bit sweeter. And normally you don't even add spinach, but I like putting spinach in everything because it's good for you. You don't even notice it. It's a good vegetable.
What's that, tomato paste?
No, fresh spinach. Yes, that was tomato paste, yes. And the tomato paste is really just kind of just thicken it up for yourself instead of using cornstarch or something. So it gives you more like that chili, give it a little thickness. Now, fresh baby, I mean, you can buy baby spinach a little bit smaller. This was just fresh spinach. But I like to just chop it up a little bit just because it's kind of a little bit big. It's a little bit too big while you're trying to eat it in the soup. You want a little bit smaller pieces. So I just bund it up like a little packet. And let that cook down. And now we've been doing several soups. I don't know if you guys have watched, but we've done it. We're finally doing this one live. So each month we're going to try to do a cooking session, making something homemade. We're going to do soups for a while, and we might get into maybe doing some type of entrees or something like that. Maybe homemade meatloaf or something simple that you can make. And make a whole meatloaf. And then what I used to do at the restaurant is I make the whole meatloaf. I'd slice it in like little 6-8 ounce pieces, wrap it, put it in a freezer bag, and then put it in the freezer. And then you just take it out and you have extra meals. So you can make it once, because a lot of people, it's 1, 2 people. There's a lot of foods you can make, because people don't like to cook for themselves. So if you make a meatloaf, slice it up, and then you have it for, several different meals. Take it out, make a meatloaf sandwich one day, or if someone's coming over, make meatloaf with mashed potatoes or something. So it's the same thing you can do with soups. You can do it with a lot of food. Because
So
nobody...
is this chili one that freezes well in your home freezer?
Yes, yes. Most of the soups I do is really good for freezing. We do a lot of like cream sauces, like we did a shrimp bisque. So a lot of them are, like this, you put over, you could put this over pasta or rice if you want to add a little more, make it an all-in-one meal. Or make some garlic toast on the side or whatever, Cuban bread or something. But like the shrimp bisque we use, that you could use, put over pasta, put over chicken, portobello brie is good over like fillets, and make a casserole out of it. So a lot of your soups could be sauces that you can use for other things. That's what's fun about these. It's kind of, I've been trying to do like an all-in-one. So this has all your vegetables, your protein, It's an all-in-one meal. And it's very healthy for you. It's good for you. And that's pretty much it. So all you do is you're just going to let this cook down for about 15 more minutes, get all that spinach done. And you want to pause it for a second? All right, well, actually I'm going to go get, I made a batch of soup the other day. I'm going to bring that out. Now this one I did add a little ground turkey to it. So I don't know if everybody's vegetarians or not, or they can have meat. But we're going to have a little of that. Everybody can try it out. All right, so I made a batch earlier, so this is what it's going to look like in the end. As you can see, it's nice and thick with the chili. So we're going to try a little bit right here. What I like to do is just take a little bit of bowl. Take a little cheese. A little sour cream. Some fresh scallions. And like I said, you can make this spicy or not. This time we're going to make it spicy. Delicious. All right, we're going to let some folks come on up and try the soup. So if you'd like to come on up.
Don't be bashful.
Hey, don't be bashful.
I was never.
He was bashful.